Hi everyone, Kathy Maxon, Craft Creations by Kathy. Today I'm going to show you how to make a flower pin. Use deco mesh tubing and a button for the center, and I just have it, it's called a pin back. So it is a metal circle, which is the pin back. And what I did, because I didn't think the hot glue would stick very well to the metal, I just cut a 1-inch circle of cardstock. That's all I did was put that on there. So you could see I have some green tubing that I made, so it's kind of like the leaves. I just made 3 loops. And all I did was tie a knot at the end because it does kind of fray. And I do have my silicone fingers, and I also have my new silicone mat. I bought some because I needed some, because I didn't want to get my table all messy. So all I'm going to do is stick some hot glue right there, and I'm just going to like stick and hold it. So this is going to be kind of, you're going to have patience. So you're just going to have to like wait till kind of the hot glue kind of sets up. And all I'm going to do is kind of loop it. I made these about 2 inches, I believe. So the loops are about like 2 inches, I want to say. So you can make the leaves a little bigger if you want. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a little bit of glue underneath that one. And then I'm just going to hold it. So like I said, it's just a lot of patience, and then you can then, however your tubing is going to go, just kind of however it curls. And then I'm going to put some glue underneath this one. And again, you're just going to hold it in place till it's... So then what I'm going to do, since I only want to do 3 loops, I'm going to cut this about here. I'm going to tie a knot in on this end as well, just to help so it doesn't fray. So just kind of measure where you want it. Cut this little fray off. You know, and then you're not. So I'm going to stick some glue underneath that one. And just hold it down. You're going to get a lot of glue strings. So you just have to pull them off, heat it up with when you're done, just kind of do the hair dryer over it. We'll get the glue strings, it'll melt them. So this is just going to be a lot of hold it in place, set the green aside. I've made purple, I think I made a blue and a pink. So I have some orange, so we'll make an orange flower. The button that I have has like an orange center, so that should work. So see, now that's all kind of glued in there. Again, just kind of be careful. I kind of just kept holding it, and it did stick very good after a while. I kind of was moving it around and making sure I kept getting glue in there. So we're just going to do the same thing. So we're just going to glue and hold. And I did about 13 loops, I believe. So I just kind of just kept looping it. However it went. And then you can kind of make them a little smaller, so then you could see the green. So wherever it's going to go, I'm just going to stick some glue in and hold it down. So just keep looping till you get it as full as you want. This was my sample. This is something that I had made previous years. I just cut out a piece of cardboard. So you can even do that. This was like a cereal box or something. And then I just glued a regular pin, just the pin where this has the circle on it that I'm using. This was just the pin itself. And I just, like I said, it was a cereal box. So if you just have those handy, that works as well. And you can see this is just a little smaller. But these would be great to give Mom for Mother's Day. She can wear it around. Maybe you're taking her to church or out to lunch. So just keep gluing and holding. We got 12 so far. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I got 12. I'm just gonna, and you see as to how you loop it, it kind of just goes into a new empty spot. Put some glue there. My fingers back on. Actually, I'm just gonna, we're gonna tie the knot right there where I need to glue that one. So then my stuff can be consistent and have 13 loops. Lucky 13, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna stick the knot there. So then what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna pull some of this up. I'm gonna stick some more glue down below. Just gonna hold it. Peek under here. Stick some more glue in underneath. I just want to make sure it's gonna stick and stay stuck. I think it looks pretty good. And what I'm going to do with this button, I am going to cut the little tab off the back. So it's a 2-layer button. So I'm going to pop out the center, maybe. I'm going to pop the center out. I'm going to stick a little bit of glue in here. So it'll hold my button piece together. So it's coming out the back side correctly. Hold that for a little bit. That look pretty. I'm just gonna, nice glob of glue in the center. Stick my button down. Let me put my fingers back on. And I'm just gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold it, let it set up. That is gonna be our little flower. How cute. Now this flower pen, we are going to be using fabric. I did see this one online, Grace Monroe Homes, mother and daughter. So we're gonna see if I can make a flower. I got my fat quarters from Joann Fabrics. And I was just looking at the instructions, and I actually needed 4 pieces where I only got 3 things of fabric. So I was using my wool pressing mat. That's what I was pressing them on. These are going to be my fabrics. So I have a green. Then I have this pretty sunflower. So I kind of figured the yellow and that. So since I have to have 4 pieces, we'll do the green for the back. I'll put this sunflower, then we'll put the yellow over that, and then we'll just cut another sunflower piece. So that the sunflower will be the main focus. Cutting board. So I need, my pieces are all going to be 9 inches wide. Okay, so that was 18. And then I need to cut 5.5 inches for your back piece. So this was the 18, right? So let's cut this first. This one was not cut very straight in my fat quarter. So let's try. Let's see. And I'm going to use my Wavey blade. So I'm going to try that on this project. This is the first time I'm making, and I do not have a sample. Okay, so let's cut. I think I need to turn my mat this way. Sorry about that. So now I got a straight edge there. Now we're going to cut 5.5 inches. Center dot, Kath. Center dot. So now let's cut this. Let's straighten this one edge out. Straight. Okay. So I'm going to cut 9 inches. It is exactly 18. Where's my 9? just so then I have this piece ready to use, I'm just gonna trim this one up a tad. Right, am I straight? Just so that that one's ready to go. Okay, so then my next piece, I said we were going to use the sunflower. Okay, so that's the 18. So I want to cut this edge. And this one's not cut very straight either. So let's try and cut there. Okay, so we're going to cut, this one is 4.5 inches. So the next one in is 4.5 inches. So there's my 4.5 inch piece. Let's cut it. Let's trim this piece up. Just kind of using the blocks that are on the fabric. It probably shouldn't be. So I need this to be 9 again. So the length is always going to be 9. 9 by 4.5. So you see how it's going to layer? Then we need another piece. Oops. Well, I'm going to cut this one. This one's going to be the top piece. So this one's going to be 3 inches. Since I have it out, cut these strings off. So let's line her up. And our third fabric. This is the 18. Just going to cut and trim the edge. This one's going to be 3.5 inches. Okay, let's go over the cuts. So our back piece is going to be 9 by 5.5 inches. Our next piece is going to be 9 by 4.5 inches. The next piece is going to be 9 by 3.5 inches. And the top piece will be 9 by 3 inches. And that's how we're going to layer our flower. Cut me a piece of wire. And I am going to start with the top, and then I'll wire everything in after that. So basically all we are doing is scrunching up the middle. You guys seen this in the wreaths? It's going to be the same thing here. Put my wire on each side. Make sure my ends match up. I'm going to twist it a couple times. So you see how that gives us a flower? And then what we can do with our hot glue, where that folds under, kinda. Make sure this side folds under. And you just glue them up. Let's do this side. This way there won't be a split. That was kind of messy. This didn't quite match up. Okay, there we go. So I got those glued. And then that's our continuous flower. And then I'm going to open this back up. After I twisted it, I'm going to just kind of leave the twist in there. And we're going to take our next piece. So that one was the 9x3. This is the 9x3.5. Doing the same thing, just scrunching up the middle. I'm going to put the right side fabric down, because I want the pretty side down. I'm going to make sure my two ends are going to meet on each side. Looks pretty good. I'm going to twist it. So you see how that is going to look? With a little bit of that sticking out. I'm going to glue this fold right here. Put a little bit of hot glue right along that edge. And we're going to glue it to this edge. Do the same on this side. Let me get my wire out of the way. Take a little bit of hot glue. Gonna marry it up with this side. And there's that. Looks like I'm a little off center. Now, let me open this back up. I'm not opening it. I'm just gonna open it so I get ready. It's twisted once, I better twist it again. You can even dab a little hot glue in there. So this piece is gonna be 9 by 4.5 inches. And Miss Lily's at the top of the stairs. Yep. Same, I'm gonna put the pretty side fabric down. Before I tighten it too much, I'm gonna make sure my ends match. Give it a couple twists. Put a little bit of glue. Stick it to this side. So we're kind of just gluing the seam. This side didn't line up very well. Let me re-glue it. And glue it evenly, Kat. There, kind of. So hold that. If I have to, I'll go back and add some more glue. Stick it to this side. There, isn't that looking pretty? This side didn't stick. Let's add some glue. Again, when you're working with hot glue, be very, very careful. Okay. Then our last piece is 9 by 5.5. Open this back up. Get it ready. Got glue on my fingers. Scrunch up the middle. We want to make sure we get that fold at the end so we have something to glue. And then we're going to stick this one right in here. It's our last one. Uh-oh. Yep. Came undone. Wasn't fast enough. Stick that in there. Make sure my ends are gonna match. This one is way off over here. Okay, now I got a herd of elephants up there, and it's just Lily. I'm gonna give it a good twist. And then like the same at the others, we're gonna stick some glue. Oh, she's got happy feet up there. We're going to glue that shut. I'm going to come on this side, get some glue. And stick that together. So like I said, what we could do, I don't like that the green is way out here. And then my things didn't match up very well on that side, but they matched up on this side. It's sticking out a lot on that side. Let me go find it. Actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little dab of glue in between each layer. Just a little dab. So it stays together. So I don't want my wire to be so bulky. I only twist it and the wire isn't very, it's kind of a thin wire. I didn't find a button for this. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to twist this a bunch of times. I'm going to cut off the excess. I'm going to take our needle nose pliers. I'm going to push that down. We are going to these are also called pin backs. All it is just going to be a pin. We're going to pin that. to the back of the flower. Make sure I put a generous amount of glue. We're going to hold that down. We're going to let it set up. I'm going to go look for a button while that is drying. Okay, I got some buttons. What do I got? I want to say, I thought I had a daisy one. You can put a pearl in the center. I got pearls. I got a daisy we can put in the center. But I wish I had like a plain center, you know, because it looks like a button. Let's glue the daisy down for the center. I'm going to dollop the glue. I'm going to hold it down in the glue and let it sit up. Set up. And here is our floral pen. How do you like that? So that's the second version of flower you can make. So I hope you enjoyed both videos. Thank you for stopping in and watching. Have a good night.